Joining us now to discuss some major headlines this week is Congressman McCaul. Congressman, welcome back to Capitol tonight. President Trump recently said he would be
Thanks, James. Thanks for having me.
Oh, thank you. President Trump recently said he would be fine with releasing video of the heavily scrutinized September strike on a suspected drug boat in which a follow-up strike killed 2 survivors. But Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth says he will only show select members of Congress and not the public. Do you agree with this approach?
Well, actually, I agree with President Trump. He had to release the video, certainly to Congress. He represents the American people. And I think if there's nothing to hide, we should all see what's there. I was at the briefing this morning. I'm on the chair of the Foreign Affairs Committee. It's a National Security Committee. I've not seen the videos. And so I think it just raises questions when the briefing actually was pretty solid in terms of what the mission is, what they've accomplished. For instance, we heard that from Secretary Rubio that 90% now of the trafficking of drugs from Venezuela has gone down. In fact, he said it's not for lack of trying to find boats to take out. It's just they're not sending them out right now because of the deterrent factor involved with these missions.
Does that give you more confidence in the way these strikes are being conducted? Because I know you had some hesitation. And do you feel that the American public should be more confident about these strikes?
I think they should. And I think the videos, if explained to the American people the way it was explained to us, would have confidence. I think the fact is that we have a threat coming from our own hemisphere in terms of drugs, both cocaine and fentanyls. We secured our land border for the most part. I think 95% decrease from the prior administration. And now we're dealing with the maritime border, and particularly Maduro, who's under indictment in the Southern District of New York, for instance. And he's complicit with all these drugs coming in to the United States. The idea that we're going to take out drug cartels that have been designated as foreign terrorist organizations in international waters to protect Americans, I think is a good thing for Americans. And I think the deterrent factor has proven this. Now, if they did decide to invade Venezuelan waters and or territory on land, that would invoke the War Powers Act on my committee, the Foreign Affairs Committee. It would trigger that requirement. We'd have 60 days to respond with either declaration of war or authorized use of military force, but they haven't crossed that line right now.
Congressman, let's turn to Ukraine. President Zelensky says he's willing to give up membership in NATO if he's allowed to join the European Union, but he won't give up any land to Russia. The president claims he has stopped this war. How far are we from an actual resolution as Russia continues to bomb Ukraine?
Well, that's a good point. And so where we are in the negotiations is with Ukraine, President Zelensky, and our European NATO allies. They're actually making great progress in terms of agreeing to, for instance, a security agreement that's ironclad, similar to an Article 5 NATO-like agreement, which I think is very important here because remember historically 1994, Budapest memorandum, they gave up all their nuclear weapons, Ukraine did, for nothing, and then Russia invaded them. So we can't repeat that mistake of the past. Again, the security agreement that I've seen is very ironclad. The territories will be demilitarized zones. It will not be recognized as Russian by Ukraine and probably Europe. I think my understanding, the United States will recognize it as Russian. I think the key point here, James, is when they take the agreed upon principal document to Putin, because Putin hasn't made one concession during this whole process. It seems like Ukraine, Zelensky has, and we'll see how Mr. Putin responds to this agreement.
All right, Congressman McCaul, thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it.
Thank you, James. Thanks for having me.